So this has to be one of my craziest experiences by far. So this was about 2018 going into 2019. So I had decided to take a vacation, and also it was a work trip, was booked for some club appearances and stuff, so I headed off to Lagos. Now, prior to me going to Lagos, I had a friend, a guy friend who I had been communicating with for just over a year, so we were very familiar with each other. And so anyway, fast forward, I head to Lagos and I get there, and from when I get there, guys, it was drama and awkward ass vibes. I get to the hotel and homeboy is waiting for me. Now, one may ask, why did I let him know which hotel I was going to? I do that. It's for safety reasons. I'm always letting people know what time I'm expected to arrive and which hotel I'm going to be at. And I've got such an amazing network in Lagos that my friends, somebody's going to come and see me at the hotel and make sure that I checked in okay and make sure I've eaten and if I want to go out that night or rest or, so yeah, homeboy was waiting for me at the hotel. I get there, he's with another female friend of his and his cousin who came and fetched me from the hotel. So we're there chilling. And from when I get there, it's just very weird vibes. Now, I knew this guy liked me, but at the same time, I feel like I was good with letting him know it's not that. And also letting him know that besides my work trip, I'm coming there to have fun. I'm coming there to party, to go out and all of that. So again, it was not this leading anybody on. Anyway, get there and his attitude is kind of weird and he's trying to... How I picked up that there were funny vibes, is when I was in the cab with his cousin. His cousin was on some, I'm sure you are so happy to be here, going to be with your man and everything. And I was like, my man? And he was like, yeah, so and so. I'm not even gonna give homie a name. He doesn't even deserve it. He's a punk ass. So I'm just gonna call him so and so. So I'm sure you're here to happy to meet so and so, your man, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, he's not my man. We're friends. And the cousin is like, oh, really shocked because some other story and version of this was painted to him. So he was like, no, he's making it seem like you're his girl, you're coming here to Lagos to spend time with him during festive season, this, that, and I'm like, that's far from the truth. I'm here for work, but I'm also here to hang out and have fun. Anyway, we get to the hotel and so is waiting there. And it's just really awkward because his vibe is a bit too friendly. And it's like, nah, I already know that game guys play where they try to, mark their territory. So from the jump, they become overly friendly. So I'm now doing my best to distance myself in the sense that, yeah, we're friends, but it's not that. And I'm aware what you told your cousin. So we get to the hotel and one of my homeboys messages me and he's like, are you here? Did you arrive safely? So I'm like, yes, come past the hotel and come and greet. Now, so-and-so for some reason is just not leaving. He's not. And I don't know how to be rude and say, okay, it's time for you to go because, he did send his cousin to come fetch me and he did make sure I checked in all right. But at the same time, my friend wants to come and say, what's up? So I said to my friend, come through. So-and-so at this point has left. He's like, I want to go and buy a couple of things. I'm coming back. And I'm just not understanding why he still needs to come back because it's really late. When I say really late, it's now probably going for 2 in the morning. So anyway, my boy comes through. I'm happy to see him. It's been a while. We're chilling in the room. He's left his female friend with me. So-and-so has left the female friend he was chilling with at the hotel with me. And I don't mind because she's a really sweet girl. So all of us are chilling there and I'm happy to see my friend. And he comes into the room. We're all kind of chilling there. He's chilling on the couch. I'm on the bed with the female friend. We're all talking, having a laugh. Next thing, there's a knock on the door. So-and-so is back. So I'm like, oh, okay. Now so-and-so is giving me dirty, aggressive, angry eyes. His energy was so off that my friend, who came to visit me, my guy friend, probably stayed another 30 minutes, but the whole vibe was so tense and awkward. He was like, Shabs, I'm going to leave you. I'll see you. Let me know when you want to hang. So he leaves, and so-and-so is already on some, what is he doing here? And I said to him, listen, let's not make my trip here awkward and nasty between the two of us. You don't want to start this because it won't end well for you. No, so-and-so's on some, no, Lala, you know, I'm joking. And I'm like, don't ever treat my friends like that. You haven't paid for this hotel. I've paid for this. I bought my plane tickets. I'm here on my own dime. You're not going to come into my space and make my friends feel uncomfortable. Check that shit at the door. So anyway, he's like, no, I'm sorry, cool. Next day, I have a club appearance, going to the club appearance, fun. Now we're heading back to my hotel. It's about 3 in the morning, and I'm with so-and-so for the club appearance because he actually also helped me book that gig. Takes me back to the hotel. I say bye to him thinking he's going to leave. Bye. Now I'm still with his female friend. She's been such a help. Unfortunately, my luggage didn't arrive with me the day I got there, so she was helping me shop during the day for the club appearance, this, that, and the other. So she also had to go home, and it was really late. So I said to her, babes, if you don't mind, I don't mind you staying in the hotel. The bed was huge. So I'm like, you can chill. There's also a couch in the room. Like, if you want to, you can sleep. I don't mind. So she's like, okay, cool. That would be great, because she, you know, I didn't want her to also have to worry about going back so late after she had helped me all day. So she decides to stay. Then he's like, okay, bye guys, good night. And I'm like, yeah, good night. We get to the hotel, and so-and-so's like, I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm like, cool, whatever. Next thing, one of my guy friends called me, another guy friend, and he's like, where are you? Do you want to go to this and this club? Again, nightlife in Lagos, it really is the city that never sleeps. So now he's calling me at about 2:30 in the morning, going for 3. I'm going to this club, come along. And I'm like, homeboy, I'm tired. I only arrived 2 days ago. I did my club appearance this evening, or / this morning. I just want to sleep. And he's like, okay, I'm coming past the hotel to say what's up. No problem. Now I'm still with the friend, the female friend, so-and-so's female friend. So I said, yes, I'm here with another lady, but you're more than welcome to come and say what's up. He comes. When he gets to the hotel, I say to him, tell them at reception you're coming to number. Cool. I get a phone call from reception, so-and-so's here to see you. And I'm like, yeah, send him up. Then I get another phone call 5 seconds later, if that. And I'm thinking, but I've just told them which room number, what's going on. So I answer the phone. Then I hear a knock at the door. So the girl I was with, the lady I was with, took the phone and started speaking to them at reception. And I went and I opened the door and I was like, oh, hey, you're up here. Next thing I see her facial expression changing. And I can hear, guys, imagine, through the speaker of the phone, I can hear. Now, when I picked up the phone, before I answered the door, it was the man at reception. And he was like, your friend wants to speak to you. So I was a bit confused because now there's somebody at the door. When I open the door, it's my friend. So which friend are you referring to? Next thing I hear screaming and shouting over the phone speaker. Who the fuck is this guy? No, like screaming and shouting. So at this point, I'm like, what is going on? My friend comes in and he's like, who is that guy downstairs? And I'm like, what guy are you talking about? So-and-so. He hasn't left the hotel. He's sitting there at reception, waiting to see who's coming in and out of my hotel. So I'm like, who? What does he look like? And he explains him, and then it clicks, oh, it's so-and-so. And I'm like, what did he say? And he was like, when I was at reception and I told him which room I was coming to, he was already shouting and getting paranoid and angry. So I'm like, just ignore him. He's just some stupid man. Ignore him. Next thing, he's shouting at this girl that I'm with, his female friend. Why is there another man in her room? It's late at night. You ladies should be sleeping. You said you were tired. Now all of a sudden there's a man coming up to the room, screaming and shouting. So I said to my guy friend, just hold on for a second. And then I said to this lady, drop the phone. Don't engage. Don't entertain him. You don't have to answer to any of this. You don't actually bring the phone. And I said, what are you doing? You said you were leaving. Now you're downstairs trying to monitor who's coming in and out of my hotel. You need to leave. You need to leave. And he's here on the phone. While he's here, I drop the phone. He doesn't call back. I assume he's left. Cool, sharp. Now, I'm like, this is crazy. Anyway, chill, talk to my male friend. He's asking me, are you sure you don't want to come to the club? I'm like, no, I'm sure, I'm good. Please go ahead and enjoy. A couple of days later, now I'm just kind of fast forwarding to all the highlights that happened in this whole stalker vibes. A couple of days later, so-and-so reaches out again. And he's on time, my behavior was erratic, it was terrible, I'm so sorry, we've been friends for a very long time, I just shouldn't have behaved that way. Now, being the forgiving person I am, I was like, cool, we all make stupid mistakes, you're forgiven. Does homeboy not see this as his way back in? So now, cool, now we're not really hanging out, so to speak, while I'm there, but, I'm still talking to him. Homeboy decides he wants to come back to the hotel. He's like, oh, do you mind if I come by today? Now it's been a couple of days since I've seen him. Do you mind if I come by just to say, hey, I've actually got a meeting around where you are, this, that. I'm like, no problem, come. When I open the door, guys, Umuntu is waiting there, and he kind of pushes through the door, and there is this energy. You know how, like, when your partner suspects there's somebody else that's not supposed to be in that room? I'm steaming up, my bath water is so hot, that's not supposed to be in the room is there, so they kind of push past. He pushes past and he enters my room, so I'm already like, what's going on? And the energy is off. Then he starts raising his voice at me, getting loud, getting this, and I'm like, what are you on about? And I said to him, let me tell you something, I am not going to tell you this again. You did not pay for me to come to Lagos. I took care of all of my bills. I'm taking care of all of my bills. On top of that, you are not my man. So you know what you need to do with this energy? Take it somewhere else. Take it somewhere else. You can get out of my room, because what I'm not going to deal with is some man coming in here as if he's my husband and he's paid for me to come on holiday and I'm here creeping with other men. All these men are none of your business. And it was like only 2 guys, very good friends of mine. All of these guys are none of your business. The fact that you disrespected the one and he left because your energy was fucked up, and then on top of that, you scream and shout from reception that I have a visitor coming to my room. Mind you, the whole time, on both occasions, I'm not even alone. I'm with another female. What am I going to be doing in the room? Not that I even owe him that, but what am I going to be doing with another girl in the room? So I'm like, you need to leave. Now he's not wanting to leave. He's shouting, and I say to him, if this is the energy you want to continue, I'm going to call security. At this point now, because I can see he's getting more and more hostile, I make my way to the door and I start opening the door and kind of start walking out of the room, because I don't want to be left in a room with him with the door closed. I want everybody on that floor to hear and see what's going on. The funny thing is that because of how loud homeboy was being, one of the guys in the hotel room on my floor kind of came out and was looking like, what's going on? And I'm standing in the corridor and also looking at him like, there's a crazy man in my room and he won't shut up. Now, because of the bully this guy is, the big ass bully he is, so-and-so screaming, as soon as he sees another man, he tones it down. Sidebar, this guy who came out, I ended up being still really am good friends with him. I made a friend in the hallway because he came out to check like what's going on. So he's like, I'm going to leave. And I said, you need to, and don't freaking come back. I get a call from so-and-so's cousin, a message from so-and-so's cousin. And he's like, hey Lala, I'm so sorry. I know this is random, but do you know where so-and-so is? And I'm like, I don't know. He was here, but he left. And he's like, but I'm now in the car park of the hotel. I'm like parked outside reception in the cab and he's not here. And I'm like, which hotel? And then he tells me the hotel. That's my hotel. And I'm like, but he just went down a couple of minutes ago. It's like maybe 10 minutes ago. I said he left like 10, 15 minutes ago. I decided to start walking down because the floor I was on didn't have elevators. I decided to start walking down. Guys, as I get to the second floor, is homeboy not sitting there on one of the couches just waiting? So I say to him, what are you doing? Now I know in my mind, it already occurs to me that he's hoping he's going to sit here and wait to see if any other men are coming to my room so that he can cause a scene. And I say to him, you need to, and before I finish my sentence, like, you need to leave, he kind of laughs it off and he's like, okay, I'm going, and he leaves. Guys, when I tell you the rest of my stay in Lagos was a nightmare. So-and-so would randomly pitch up at the hotel. So-and-so caused such a dispute and such a problem that even the female friend he introduced me to, he got in her face and started screaming as if he wanted to beat her up. So and so started losing all the people he was introducing me to. He lied to his cousin, promised his cousin money, and there was no money. There was another female friend that I was introduced to during the club appearance. He started calling her a whore and started, like, guys, when I say the story doesn't make sense and it was just a whole ball of mess, I mean it. Like, obviously there's things I'm skipping because I don't want this. I mean, this is already 15 minutes, but when I say things got crazy, this guy stalked me so much that eventually I had to check out of the hotel that I had planned to be there for a whole 10 days and then move to another hotel eventually, because I ended up staying in Lagos for close to a month. I checked out of that hotel. I had to move to another hotel. Next thing, we went back to that hotel because we had forgotten something there. A couple of days later, I'd forgotten something there. My friend went into the hotel, and when she went to reception to say, did you find that thing that my friend left? They were like, yes, we found it. Here it is. We kept it safe. And then we're like, oh, but that guy that was here, so-and-so, who helped your friend check in, he was here looking for her, and he caused such a scene because she wasn't here. Did you not tell him that you were moving? And my friend was like, we left because of him. He's stalking her. When I say I had to find some shabby hotel in Lagos just to stay low-key, I mean it. Like, some of my friends were like, you can't be staying in a hotel like this. Let me put you at this hotel. Let me put... All of those hotels were very popular hotels that I kind of felt like if I stay there, he'll find out that I'm there and things are just going to get worse. He started spreading rumors about me, like I came there to whore. He started sending me aggressive text messages. The more I was not entertaining him and giving him any sort of leeway, then the messages went from I love you to you fucking whore, you snake, you came here to F around, I hope you make big money from what you're doing here, I'm gonna tell people about you, you broke ass bitch, you're nothing but some curvy girl from SA, you've got nothing to offer, you're never gonna make it in life, completely abusing me. And the more I'm not entertaining him, then the messages turn back to love. Can I please come and apologize? I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve any of this. Guys, this went on for close to a month. Fast forward, I leave Lagos. Homeboy is now texting me. I block that number. He gets another number, texts me, block it. Then he got tired of having to get different numbers. So he started SMSing or friends' numbers, but pretending to be that person. Then because I realized like the way he talks and the way he spells like it was him, I would block those friends. Guys, did he not then start catfishing and using celebrities, Nigerian celebrities, to try and slide into my DM? So he would obviously, use their pictures, but when you go to the profile, it's like 4 followers, but it's a picture of, let's say, I don't know, like not a really big celebrity, but a well-known person. So it's like, this doesn't make sense. This is obviously a fake ass account. He did this to me for close to a year. Am I not grateful that a year later I haven't heard from this person? Occasionally I get these random texts that are very weird, and when I message one of his female friends, she's like, it's him. It's him. I know his language. I know the way he talks. I've been friends with this guy for many years. It's him. Guys, there was so much drama. This guy abused me. Like, if I hadn't walked into the hallway and like stood firm, like, you're not gonna come in here and disrespect me, I really believe with all of my heart he would have beaten me up. That's how aggressive and desperate he was. He, at a club, there was a night we went to a club and he was there at the club. Now when it's time to leave, one of the owners of the club decides to walk me and my friend out, and he's like, thank you so much for coming to the club, because it was another club appearance I did. Thank you so much for, not owners, managers of the club, thank you so much for coming through. It was a pleasure hosting you. Homeboy's at the club and now he's waiting outside and he's kind of lingering where I'm talking to the manager. So the manager's like, did you come here with him? And I'm like, no, I didn't. Are you supposed to be leaving with him? And I'm like, no. And then so-and-so chimes in, no, I just want to make sure she gets home safe. And he was like, the manager was like, she's a grown woman. She came here for a club appearance. She's with another fellow Nigerian woman who she's been hanging out with. They say they're friends. I'm sure she'll get home safe. I'll make sure they get home safe too. And he's like, fine. And he storms off and he gets into a cab. Then he calls the girl I'm with, who's his friend. He introduced me to this lady, but now her and I have become like this while I'm staying there, hanging out all the time and partying together. He calls her and he's like, are you guys still outside the club? And she's like, yes, we are. And he was like, you need to tell Lala that this is not a good look. People are going to start thinking she's here for prostitution because every man she's talking to, this, that. And she was like, stop worrying about Lala. Stop worrying about Lala and what she's here for. Worry about your damn self. You're a stalker and we're going to make everybody aware of your damn behavior. Guys, did I not survive a stalker in Lagos?